bienvenidos a este Finpyme Forum, que es el primer foro sobre innovación en financiamiento para la pequeña y mediana empresa en América Latina y el Caribe.
There's a lot of really interesting and innovative technologies that we're seeing around the world, so we want to bring those to Latin America through this event.
It is a place to connect the finance world, the technology, and the real world. And I'm happy that that is happening in Medellin, the most innovative city in the world.
I always get asked the same question. Is this fintech? Is this technology disruption? Is it really going to change the banking industry? But that's the wrong question. The right question is, how quickly is it going to change the banking industry?
SME in particular is kind of one of the big final frontiers in banking. The institutions that do that well are going to be enormously successful. And that's going to be kind of an exciting impact for them and for their businesses, but also for the countries, because these SMEs are the drivers of economic growth and job creation.
We want to talk about innovation today.
It's very important for people like us to come to get great new ideas on how people are doing things and take it back to our home country and see how we can emulate some of this.
The biggest banks in the world in the next 10 years are going to be technology companies. That's the opportunity, but it's also the challenge.
Most of the disruption is coming from non-traditional players, startups, the so-called fintech world.
The benefit of new technologies, the internet and new era, is that we all have tons of data. Obviously, there are restrictions in terms of how you can use it. And frankly, I think we're still in the early days of what to do with so much information to make it really useful.
The rules of the games are changing. Certainly, banks and financial intermediaries are going to be needed. It's just that they need to find ways of doing what they're doing in a different way. And if you don't do that, you'll be out of the game.
We have to partner, and partnership today is not only with telecom companies, we also need to shake hands with fintechs. That is the future.
The bank have a core competency, our customer, our emotional connection with our customers, and our ability to innovate. We will not become a dinosaur.
Banks are waking up to the fact that kind of a tsunami is coming in terms of innovation. Either they're going to have to learn and incorporate some of these new sources of data and these new techniques, or these others who are doing it well, these non-traditional lenders, are going to eat their lunch.
I think that we'll see a lot more innovation, particularly from fintech, and that will push traditional banks also to innovate. But for me, the name of the game is execution.
The largest generation in history is changing everything in its path. The banks are in danger of disruption at the hands of this generation.
I think the message is really innovate or die, because the biggest risk actually isn't that millennials will hate you, it's that they'll be totally indifferent.
What is very nice about this conference is the lack of patience. So people want to move forward really quick. Some banks are going to join in the revolution and completely change the way they do IT and how they look at their customers.
A lot of the creativity will actually come from smaller players and will be adapted by larger institutions.
Definitely from the Malaysian landscape, we want to see more non-bank financing coming, so more diversified financing.
The real disruption will come when the traditional financial institution will embrace innovation through partnership with startups.
If you're at this event and you haven't spoken to a fintech, you're going to miss an opportunity.
We hope that new innovations are going to be spurred by a lot of the discussions that we're seeing here.
There is a big demand to find out and learn from what's been happening in other places, and this has been a perfect platform for doing that.
It was incredible, the participation of the crowd.
They're here real early, which is very un-Latin, and they're staying late. And hopefully this will be not just momentary conversations, but things that will have longer-term meaning, partnerships that will form.
I've already got a nice list of customers who I promised to do demonstrations for. So for me, as an introduction to the Latin American marketplace, it's really been a great kickoff.